Hello everyone, welcome to episode number 2, match day number 2 for the season. Tlotlo, Happy New Year.
Yeah. happy New Year, kids.
Yeah. Last week on Friday, Neo and I drove back from Polokwane, and then we came back and we shot the match review, and then Neo got home and the audio was corrupted. So everything seems okay right now.
We think so.
Everything seems okay now. Welcome to. It's nice to be together, like from match day 1 and match day 2 as well.
Yeah.
Just saw a stat from Optajabu. I'm diving in. Just saw a stat from Optajabu where he said it's the first time we've won the first 2 games of the season since 2010-2011 season. That's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
That's ridiculous. Under was it Lopez or Antino Habaz? I forgot to see that part. Was it
First since 2011?
Yes, since 2010-2011.
And we won like 8 titles in between that time.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a good one.
That's crazy,
That's a good one.
Someone in the comments was like, and Pirates won the league that season, so maybe it's a sign. How disappointing and how much of a gut punch was it gonna be had it ended 1-1?
No, that would have been a gut punch. That would have been a gut punch because we deserve to be 3-4, 5-0 up. God, the chances we had.
But we also deserved to be in that position to go to be on 1-1
because of the chances that we missed.
It's like at halftime, when we walked into the change room, we left the 2 points outside unattended, and someone from Chiefs came and stole one. Harotia heavy 2. That's when they saw him.
and their goalkeeper he was the reason. Yeah, it was 1-1, and then he was the reason it was 2-1.
Yes. I thought despite conceding, I thought he had a good game.
I thought he had a good game.
He
kept them in the game.
Kept them in the game. We started, I don't know if I can say shaky, but we controlled the game so much. At one point, like, you could have said, Coach Rulani, in the first half, we won the tactical battle.
He did. Convincingly so. We absolutely dominated Kaizer Chiefs. Absolutely dominated them from I think maybe 5 minutes on up until we scored and halftime. No, I don't remember them having a chance. I don't.
Same.
Don't.
Coach said something. He said, and I wonder if it's something that was by design because of what he said in the pre-match presser. He said Chiefs caught them off guard by playing a midfield 3. Because in pre-season and against Chiba United in Durban, they played a double pivot with a 10. But today he played one sitting midfielder and the 2 8s in Sitebe and Mart. And he says it caught them off guard a bit because they didn't have the freedom of the half spaces how they would have wanted. But now, before he said that, the Chiefs coach said the first thing he wanted to do was to close down the half spaces and make sure that Sundowns don't get the freedom of the half spaces, because that's what Sundowns like to do, and it's the first thing that he did.
That's interesting. And the Chiefs coach, that's interesting.
It was the first. Sorry, but it was the first time I listened to them speak. This guy speaks football.
Coach is yeah.
I tried my best to listen to him, like a neutral ear. Like, he's a Chiefs coach. The fact that he's literally like one of the worst Bafana coaches that I've seen.
Yeah.
Like, give him like a fresh ear. And I was like, this guy, like, he speaks the game well, but unfortunately, he doesn't have a history of implementing.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Now I can't wait to listen to a coach. I can't wait.
Yeah. let's go into like the changes that we made in our starting lineup. In the first game against Kukune, we had Riva playing the John Stones role. We had Mudiba starting, but today, obviously Maseko, I don't think there's a Sundowns supporter who didn't expect to see Maseko start today. Yeah, and Vala came in for Riva, which created like a huge difference. I think Kukune played better than us. Not better than us. No, they didn't. They played better than Chiefs played us today.
Yes.
And we had at least like 623 passes in that game. But I think we had less interceptions than we did today. Today we had like more interceptions and like almost 100 less passes. It's passes completed, but like uncompleted passes is actually like the overall passes today were like 100 less, almost 100 less.
you said before Shidori, the profile of player was different today, so it affected how like the pass completion rate.
Do you think selecting the Mvala selection? Do you think it made sense for you?
In hindsight, is the best side.
It did, like especially like for Rolia River, because I thought we didn't need a disruptor as much today, and I think Mvala's profile is more of a disruptor than what River would bring. River is pure elegance.
Yeah. He's a deep lying playmaker. He's a playmaker,
basically.
Yeah.
And Obi, when Obi said like Okupeli starting lineup during the week, I even tweeted Karina, I'll observe from a distance. And the majority of the people Nebari or Aubas should start.
In the
River Road. But I just felt like I don't think Aubas will start. I think it's still a bit too soon for him to start.
I wouldn't have started Mval.
Wait, but you said in hindsight, yes. So what are you saying? Were you saying yes in? Because I thought you were saying the selection was okay.
Yeah, it was a surprise to me.
Yes.
It was. I wouldn't have thought. Even if Niki plan against Sundowns, I would have thought, okay, maybe Maseko but I wouldn't have thought
Mvala for
River.
Yeah, but when you look at it, you're like, who do we have? Because I think the one player that we signed for such a role might be Aubas, but Aubas is also a bit of a disruptor. But I think he's like a pure midfielder, or like his profile is not even closer to River, but just above Mvala.
Yeah.
The thing about Mvala is that the experience, he defends very well.
He does.
Yeah, the thing is that we don't have, but I think I would have risked it, because it's not like Batusi is not used to playing with Teboho and Mshishi, because he did in the national team. I thought maybe it was worth the risk.
Okay. In this, maybe the coach thought.
Unless if you have one more 8, or actually we do have someone close to River, Sipombuli.
And okay. I would have. I would have played Zulu.
It's like
if I had planned.
You two, I'm drunk. Like we don't have. I think maybe now I'm just looking at like the profile here River. Obviously, it's not the same. So now, like when I just said like 2 minutes ago, it sounds to me I'm like Kahafa. Why would I say we don't have
when we have
plenty?
Yeah.
And now that you bring up Zungu, I think Zungu would have done way better, and he would have given us the fluidity that I felt like we had against Kukune.
We had it flowed. It flowed.
We didn't look like we were playing the first game of the season, right?
No, it flowed against Kukune. It was interesting when coach said it didn't come out as it came out. It was pre-season. It lacked something. So I'm wondering today, or did that thing come today? I wonder.
So he said to me, when he answered me, he gave Mudzisaka the difference. Yeah, River Limba. he said he promised the players that he will not say anything about the 90 minutes until he watches it, because last season there's a lot of things that he said, and then when he watched the game again, he's like, no, but here I was wrong, and he would go back to the players and say, I'm sorry, I made a mistake.
So you can imagine when the genius that's Vlad Mukwena is wrong after saying Renat.
Can you imagine?
Mere mortals.
This is why people should not take us that serious. Like, in terms of the comments that we get sometimes, because it's just pure opinion. Pure opinion.
And after, like, when we haven't, you always tweet or after watching the game, or but here I was way off.
You know what I said to Neo last week? Is that like we were not able to upload the review? You know what I said to Neo? I said, if you watch the game and 80% of the things that you say here, you still maintain, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. Watching it after, and
it's two different beasts.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, but all in all, Tuto, I wasn't fully impressed with. I don't know. Also, is it this pitch or what? But I honestly feel like had we played this game at Loftus or FNB, I feel like we would have looked way better.
Yeah. This pitch is not.
You know what's another thing about this pitch? If you were to stand in the middle, it's like this. Like, it's not like as flat.
Smooth.
It's not as flat as Loftus is in most pitches. As flat as they are. This one is like into so. Hanya.
I don't know if we can do something. Again, we know we will.
You think it's in the way they lay the grass?
Probably.
Yeah, but all in all, I think the one performance that I was really, really happy with today, actually a few. I thought Marcelo was the best player on the pitch today.
Yes.
Control the game.
I agree.
Control the game. I thought Marcelo, Lucas Ribeiro, and Maseko. I think those were the best performers for me today. Also, someone who had a very quiet, like a good game quietly was Musa Lusa.
It did. There's a high ball he won, and I thought to myself, only if this guy was fit the whole season. Only if Musa could be fit the whole season.
I don't know what type of air Musa breathed in preseason, but it seems to be working. And another thing about him, so calm. There's so many instances where like I thought he would just kick the ball back and just hoof it up, but in his interception, he was so smooth. Like he put his studs on the ball, and he started the play from back, which is something I thought helped us in the second half, especially when a lot of people saying we let Chiefs play, we gave them the game. I don't know how many times I've watched. I don't know how many years I've been watching football, but the team that's trailing around the 50th, 60th minute will always look like they are becoming the better team. How many times have you heard coaches say a game of two halves?
Yeah, I'm sure you've heard, or probably use a word, something Tifo game state.
Yeah,
game state.
The team that's trailing will always be busier around that time, like in the second half, because of course sometimes the team puts the foot off the pedal, but whether you do it or you don't, there's no way you can control the game from 0 minute to 95 minutes. It's impossible. It's impossible. One thing I thought we did very well in the second half, even in the moments that I felt like we are losing grip of the game, was how we put our players put their studs on the ball. Like so many moments, it looked like they were literally like pausing time. Especially even when Sipo came, like there was a bit more control in terms of like there was no panic and they were not even rushing combination plays. I think that's what I like. I like the fact that they would like hold on to the ball, turn and then like see who's the open man and like continue playing it until Chiefs like are forced to almost be the aggressors and then we come out of it.
One mistake, I think nearly for their goal where our players came together, but nearly, I think nearly Sipole Le Mandela. That was the only mistake or leg or whatever I gave on into the and that was it.
Yeah. Also like Chiefs didn't create a lot of chances. You can say a team maybe like played well if they don't create the chances. It's like when I saw on Twitter some people were saying Skukure last week like, oh yeah, like the best player, the best team on the pitch. Kiri, I really wonder what we judge the best team by sometimes. I really wonder.
Yeah, you can go into the ratings.
I thought Ronwen today was not like just like last week. He wasn't that tested as much. Nearly saved the ball from Dupree, but there wasn't much because Chiefs didn't create a lot.
There wasn't much.
He wasn't tested that much today.
No, he wasn't.
But you get the first rating. It's your first appearance for the season. 7.
Yeah. That's a good start.
7 is a good start.
That's a good start.
Kuliso, I thought, was very good in the second half.
He was.
7.
He was very good in the second half.
7.
Yeah.
Mutobi.
Lirita. Mutobi 7.
7.
Yeah.
Libusa 8.
Can I give an AB an 8 as well?
AB.
Yeah.
I agree. I think the only time AB looked shaky was after he got the yellow card. Before the yellow card, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
The interceptions in the second half, it's like majority of our attack is through the left now.
Yeah. Well, left footers.
Yeah.
Left footers.
Wait, we rated Mutobi.
Yeah, an AB.
Yes. Yeah, but wait, we rated Mutobi, we rated Libusa again?
Libusa, yes.
Yeah.
So rated.
Okay, yes. Teboho today had a quiet game for me.
Yeah.
I always say he just fulfilled his KPIs. There was nothing beyond what makes him good. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
To say there was nothing beyond what makes him good.
It makes sense.
6.
6.
Marcelo. Careful.
He was 9.
9.
He was 9. I thought he was the best player on the pitch by not a distance, but by you could.
It was clear, like
if
it's undisputable.
Yeah.
Right?
If Noli, a coach or level like game and you wanted an 8, he would have stood out.
Definitely.
He would have stood out.
Definitely. You know, Marcelo, like even his body structure sometimes. Keep on AJ. Even his body structure, like the way like his like shoulders. Sometimes like I see AJ when I see him. Temba very quiet, but Temba and Tebza had the flu. Neo was telling me that Tebza had the flu, and the coach even said that Shika had the flu as well. Even the coach had the flu. So I think there was some bug that was running around Kutlur Cup this week. And I think it might have actually been the traveling late from Polokwane, because after the game they traveled back immediately. So I think it might have been that. But it made sense. They were not like fully themselves. Yeah. I think Shikali, and I'm gonna give him the same rating as Tebza 6.
That's fair.
Yeah. Ribeiro. Ribeiro has goals. You know, I was telling Neo Giri, for me, Ribeiro is almost the same profile as Kesha's. Might not be almost, not exactly, but he brings in. Plus also that low
gravity.
Yes, of gravity is almost similar, but he's what's the English word? The ilk is almost
the same.
Yeah, Kesha's.
Yeah.
But also he loves the goal. Even in situations where he can play an easy pass, he wants to score.
He's come in and scored goals.
And we welcome goal scorers here.
Yeah.
We need it.
Yeah.
You see, if it can continue up until May and June, but if you're gonna give us goals now and not give us in May and June, it's fruitless. But we are judging him off now.
Yeah. 8.
Very fair rating.
8.
When Ali Musa Libusa have been breathing the same air, you're on top form. But I'm only saying you're on top form because I agree with your rating. Yeah, I agree. Shalulile, I love Peter, and I'll always say, sometimes even when Peter doesn't give you a goal, he gives you the intangibles. But today, I'm asking you guys to allow me to be a bit harsh with Peter. Peter should be on 4 goals right now.
Yes.
There was a very clear-cut chance against Kukune he missed. Today, 2 very, very, very clear-cut chances.
Yes.
And based off the fact that he misses easy chances and we nearly let this game go, I'm going to give Peter a 3 today.
Wait. I was about to think it before Omorita. He created the first goal for, I think it was his assist for the bid.
I get it. So if it wasn't for the assist, maybe like for 1. No, I think sometimes we have to be hushed. I know. I know. I think Lynn, I can the fact that I will always look at the positive. I think sometimes we mustn't look at things really culture. Sometimes we must just be like pure what you should have given us. Except for most of these things. What does Peter give us? You said it when we signed him. We say, here's your what? 20 goals a season strike.
Yeah.
Is that what a 20 goal striker does? I know it's at the beginning of the season and Lynn understands. You know what's funny? I mean, if someone was like standing with me at the stands, I'll be listening to this thing now. Look at this guy's the biggest hypocrite. Because understands, we were saying to them, guys, it's only the second game of the season. At least let's give them that grace. Even the 2 seasons back, Sharuli like started off rusty and journalists were saying, Coach, are you worried? There's 3 games, 4 games, he hasn't scored. And he said, give him time. It's Peter. It's the same guy. And I still remember those things and I'm giving him that grace. But because of what nearly transpired, we scored in the last minute.
Yeah.
And we won't look at thing as a goalkeeper's mistake. This team has to be clinical. We have to be clinical. And just for that, I'm giving him the 3. It pains me to give him the 3, but he has to get it. We once gave Madisha a 2 and he performed like he came back like he was the defender of the season.
He answered.
Exactly. Off the bench? Obviously no Mayema.
No.
He was the first sub, maybe.
Yeah, he was. What did he come from? But Hofoshik.
Oh yeah, he came on for Shika.
Yeah. 6.5.
6.5?
Low?
7.
Yeah.
And then go to 7.5. But I'm like, let's meet in the middle.
7.
Yeah. The thing about Neo now is that we've changed our shape from what we were doing last season, and he's made way for Lucas Ribeiro because now we are playing with an extra midfielder, and we are now playing with one. Because last season we had a split striker. You can say so. Now Neo is out because we've added an extra midfielder. So like. He became a casualty of the new system and the new structure that we are using. So now he has to constantly ask questions of the coach to say, I was one of your best players last season, and now I'm a casualty of this new system. Now I will have to show you. And if he continues, because even against Kukune, I was very impressed with his performance when he came on.
Yeah.
But today, he put the icing on top of the cake and gave us a late-minute goal. Do you know a late goal against Chiefs? Do you think there's anything sweeter than that?
There's nothing better.
So, I like that fact, Yahorim. He's starting to ask the coach questions with his performances off the bench.
Yeah. He's asking good questions.
You know who we didn't rate? Maseko.
And he got man of the match.
He got man of the match. I thought they robbed Marcelo of the man of the match. But I'll get it. I'll take it. You want to rate Maseko or must I rate him?
Please rate him.
I'll rate Maseko. I'll rate him an 8.
Yeah.
But fair. I was so glad to hear the coach say something I said to Neo on the stands. Was it even? No, said it to me. Okay, one of us said it to one of us. And we were saying, if he just refines the end product, and that's the first thing the coach said. Karabo Pasha asked and said, Coach, what can you say about Maseko? He said, good, but can be better. If he can get the final product. I liked his dynamism because there were moments where like Naya, and then he would fake right, and that's a basketball term. Is it also like can I use it?
Yeah.
And then go to the byline and try to play the cross. And then sometimes he would cut inside, and then sometimes he would take that extra touch to engage Msimango or Frosla and almost force them into an error. So I like the fact that he wasn't doing the same thing.
Direct.
But there were moments where you're like, play a cut back.
Instead of going on the outside, through.
Yeah, but also, he's new, he'll adapt. Coach said Batusi Aubas and Maseko were the last to sleep last night because they're showing them clips. They're showing them clips. They are training clips. They're also showing them the reference of the people who are playing in their position. But he says they also showed Maseko a lot of Leroy Sané's clips when he was in Man City to show him more like,
This is what we want you to do.
this is what we want you to do, and this is where we think we can take you. And I know, like, if these guys are as engaged as the technical team is engaging them, if they are responsive to that and they do the right thing, we're gonna fly.
Yeah, definitely.
We're gonna fly.
Definitely.
Yeah. Off the bench, who else are we rating? I thought Mbule was good when he came on.
He was.
Yeah.
Omrit.
No, you can rate him.
6.5.
6.5. Yeah. I was impressed with him. Who else came on?
Mandela.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You know, I was asking myself, Kiri, why didn't the coach put in Grant instead of Mandela? Oh my God. That was nearly a disaster.
Yeah.
You know, let me tell you something, dude. Nah, I don't like singling out players this way, ne? I felt this week, who's the striker that I said, can you please go? And he went. Not that he went because I said it. Safranco. And Safranco, it was because of the other things. I don't think there's a player there's two players that I need to leave right now. Mandela and Nyango in terms of Kutumela.
Yeah.
Mandela offers us nothing. I know aerial ball and whatnot, but
he's error prone.
So error prone. Mandela and Nyango, I don't even have a rating because it's gonna be emotional.
3.
Thank you. I think Zungu came on late for Maseko, ne?
Yeah.
But the game was over. I don't think there's
a rating for Zungu.
Yeah, there's a rating for him. The rating for the coach?
8.
8.
We created the chances. We answered whatever little question Chiefs had. We answered, and we should have been like you said. How do you rate teams? And Peter should have been at the game. We should have been.
This is one game we should have killed in.
Yeah.
And also, Chiefs almost looked like Barabans or Baratsaba in the first half. They looked like Barabans or Baratsaba. You know, this game in the first half looked like an elite team playing a very good amateur in the first half.
Yeah.
It looked like when Mayweather fought who's the MMA fighter? It's like the name now. It looked like that because that one was training to box, but that one was learning to box. You know?
Yeah.
So today it almost looked like a very good amateur is standing their ground. It didn't look like the most supported team in the country. Because now, big team. Okay, you're a big team, but big teams don't play like that.
Yeah.
Home or away, don't play like that. I remember, I forgot who it was. This quote to close off. Real Madrid were playing like a big team. Said something like, I forgot who Real Madrid had beaten, but like they play like a small team. And they're like, but to be fair, every team that plays Real Madrid is a small team. You know what I mean? So now it's like Chiefs look so timid. You know, and like use the whole week to practice for dark.
Yeah.
No block.
Yeah.
That's what it looked.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you have anything else you want to say?
I wanted to say they will be okay leaving Atteridgeville with just 2-1 beating. I think they'll say
it's actually
a Sundowns done. Let's look forward.
the scoreline is so flattering to them.
It is. It is
So flattering to
It
them.
is.
But anyway, I'm just glad, Ori, in a game like this where I felt like we could have not lost the match, but lost the game by drawing.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got the 3 points.
Yeah.
As long as we can get ourselves above 32 points by December, this thing is wrapped up.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll see you on Saturday when we play Swallows. Hope you enjoying the content.
Yeah. Thanks. And thank you. And thank you.
As always, thank you for watching. If you're watching this and you're a potential sponsor, please sponsor my son, the Vlog.